Our deal was we don't accept insurance. We don't do any controlled substances. We don't accept insurance. We charge a monthly membership fee. For that, our members get everything that we can get for free is free to them. If it's something that we can't get for free, then we order it for them and we charge them whatever it cost us to get it. So no markup whatsoever. And in 2015, the donut hole was a big problem. And we opened in September. It was the end of the year. And really quickly, man, started adding patients, just kind of flooded in on us. We grew to 500 members in 2006. By the end of 2016, we were at 500. And by the middle of 2017, we were at just shy of 1,000 patients.
That's a pretty wild progression. So, in a relatively short amount of time, you went into like a lot of different areas where you got to see the benefits and the drawbacks of being in a big box store and having that huge network and infrastructure, to the challenges of an independent, to more of a hospital environment, and then direct one-on-one patient interactions and patient coaching. And so you got to see like a lot of different areas that I feel like, are kind of specialized that a lot of people don't really get to dig into.
Yeah, it was definitely unique. When my fourth year of pharmacy school, I never put two and two together until I heard you say that. But my fourth year of pharmacy school, I did as many rotations with independent pharmacies as I could get, different models. I wanted to see as many different as I could. So I've seen quite a few.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Right down to the Bath and Body Works model.
The membership.
So yeah, there's a quote from Ruth Messenger that I really like, and I wanted to squeeze in here. But it's not rebels who make trouble, but it's trouble that makes rebels. So when you go through all of these different experiences, it sounds like you're able to really hone in on some opportunities to make a difference in your community. So it's interesting, like how people, because everybody sees those opportunities around them in some degree. They have complaints about how things could be better or ideas, but how'd you make that leap?
Make the leap. It was faith. It really was. It was a call to ministry. It wasn't, it's snowballed into this big, huge thing. But when I made the leap, it was, we're going to open a charity pharmacy that dispenses medicine for free. And we don't know how we're going to keep a roof over our head.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
I see a couple holes in that business model.
Yeah. It sounds ridiculous now, but it was complete. It was a faith. It was trust that it would work out, and trust that this is what the Lord would have me do, and that He would provide. And He did. He did provide through the whole thing. 5 years now. That's
amazing. So you move into this new retail space. It sounds like you had great partners in the community. Like how did that come to be?
There was 2 years of fundraising that happened before the pharmacy opened. And in that time, the most impactful thing I did was I took a course from a local foundation, a nonprofit foundation called the Assisi Foundation here in Memphis. They offered courses for new nonprofits and how to fundraise and how all these different things work. And they offered a year-long course that I took, which groomed me for a grant from them. And so our first grant was from Assisi. It was $25,000 a year for 3 years. So I've been promised a total of 25. And with that $25,000, I quit my job and opened the pharmacy.
Wow.
Once the space was free for the first year. So that decision was made. We won a grant from a local GE company where they sent out a whole bunch of employees to do like a volunteer day. And so we built out the pharmacy and painted everything with these 50 volunteers in a single day. It also came with like $8,000 to buy supplies. And then when we opened, I really hadn't hit on the membership model even. That didn't really happen until people needed so many drugs that I didn't have for free. It's like, wow,
Right.
we're really going to have to turn around and order some of this. So it was one thing after another.
Yeah, it's such a wildly different approach. And when you tell me the budget constraints you're working in, um, that's a stretch, man. That's
Yeah,
pinching pennies.
blessing. It's the blessing and the curse, because we've truly done some really innovative stuff, and all of it has come from being broke.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
Well, that's it, man. That's where invention comes from, is that necessity, staying hungry.
Yeah. The most innovative thing we ever did was when we got to 1,000 patients in September 2017, we took all of them and all 5,000 of their prescriptions and synchronized everything to the same set schedule. So the entire pharmacy operates under a set schedule where we do fulfillment 4 times a year. We staff up to, every quarter to take care of it, do fulfillment, ship everything out, and then we staff back down. And it's a new model for population health we call it group synchronization, that once you make the transition, it completely changes the economics of the pharmacy business model. It changes the incentives from doing more prescriptions to doing fewer. Not to do, to do the right prescription and just the right amount of it. If a patient gets a new prescription between set ship dates, they never get a 30-day fill. They get just enough pills to last until the next ship date, and then everything goes out again on schedule in the same box. So on any given day, we know how many pills they should have in their bottle. We know, the next refill is 16 days out, you should have 16 pills. So there are many, many benefits that came out of that. But it was necessitated because we had one pharmacist and 1,000 patients, 4 technicians.
Yeah.
And how are we going to take care of? How are we going to get really, hyper efficient? Everything that we've done, not everything, but the group synchronization was the game changer that led to the other pharmacies and the other stuff that we're doing. That's really the thing that we do that no one else does, that allows us to be transparent about prices. We're not making anything on the drugs, but also to drive those prices down as low as we possibly can, purchasing everything in one big bulk order, prepaying in some circumstances to get bigger discounts. That's kind of our secret sauce, if you will.
And obviously, you're in a little bit different model than anybody else probably that's watching this, but that's those ideas still apply. I think if you're working smarter, it seems like chronic care management especially is so predictable. They're coming back, and it's 1 pill a day or whatever. You have that information, so organizing your workflow efficiently, organizing your inventory efficiently, for you it was a necessity. And for a lot of pharmacies out there, I feel like it's we're going to get to that. It's a goal. When really, I think we should be kind of shifting that mindset. It's a necessity. Yeah,
that's a kind of what we're trying to do with Good Shepherd too, is not build some mega central fill pharmacy. It's to prove a business model that can be repeated. And so that's always been the goal, where we could, repeat these nonprofit pharmacies that serve the poorest of the poor, but also serve the rest of the community, in every major market. So, and I do want to plug Pioneer, because we wouldn't be able to do it on any other system. We started the synchronization in September of 2017, and we've continued it now since then, but we started on RX30 and it didn't work. So many problems. And so we switched to Pioneer, I think, in January of 2019. And it's a Cadillac, man. It's what the few things we needed fixed, you guys have jumped on and changed, and it's just really, really fine-tuned.
Thanks for listening to this clip from Beyond the Scripts, presented by the Catalyst Pharmacy Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please support our channel by liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we post new content. To stay up to date with all of the latest independent pharmacy news and content, follow PioneerRx on your preferred social media platform.